method, method, method. So, let's talk about the word method. As a noun, it refers to a systematic procedure or technique used to achieve a specific goal or solve a problem. In common usage, we might say something like, "My method for learning new languages is to practice speaking with native speakers." You'll often see this word in academic and scientific contexts, too, where researchers describe their methods of investigation or data collection. One special note about the usage of method is that it can sometimes be confused with the word technique. But while technique refers to a particular skill or way of doing something, method generally implies a more general approach or system. In a formal setting, such as a university lecture, the sentence "The professor emphasized the importance of using the scientific method in experimental research" would be an effective way to discuss the topic at hand. In contrast, during a casual conversation with a friend who's trying out a new hobby, you might say, "I've been practicing my painting technique, and I think I need to try a different method for getting the colors right." To discuss a personal interest in a business or academic context, such as a conference presentation, the sentence "The company has adopted a new quality control method that involves multiple checks on all production lines" would be a good way to present data and findings. So, you're trying to learn a new way of speaking or writing in another language. There's this approach that can help you get started, and it's all about taking small steps, one by one, to build up your skills gradually. The main idea is to start with something simple, like learning a few basic phrases or words, and then gradually add more complex things as you get more confident. You'll focus on understanding how the language works, like its grammar rules and common sentence structures, so you can express yourself clearly. This approach is often used when people first start learning a new language, and it's similar to other concepts like program or curriculum, which are also about planning out a series of steps to achieve a goal. By following this approach, you'll be able to see progress and get better at speaking or writing in the target language over time. Occur, occur, occur. The word occur is a very useful verb to know in English. As a part of speech, it's an action verb that means something happens or exists. Commonly used in both formal and informal writing, occur is often used in situations where you want to talk about events or circumstances that happen without being planned or arranged by someone. For example, "It's starting to rain," or "There was a power outage due to strong winds." One special note about its usage is that it can also be used to express something as a fact or a truth. Like "The sun will set at 6 p.m. today." In this case, the action of setting is not being performed by someone, but it's just a natural occurrence. Overall, knowing how and when to use occur can help you sound more natural and fluent in your English expressions. Here are 3 practical example sentences using the word occur with their respective contexts. Formal usage. In my research on climate change, I found that severe storms will likely occur more frequently in the coming years. This sentence is suitable for an academic or scientific context where precision and objectivity are paramount. Context explanation. As a researcher, you need to present your findings in a clear and concise manner. Using occur here implies a prediction or a forecast based on data analysis, which is typical of formal academic writing. Casual conversation usage. I was supposed to meet my friends at the park, but it started raining really heavily, so we had to take shelter. Just what we didn't want to occur on our first picnic of the season. This sentence is suitable for a casual chat with friends or family where you're sharing everyday experiences. Context explanation. When discussing everyday events or mishaps, occur can convey a sense of unexpectedness or inconvenience, making it a great fit for informal conversation. Business or academic usage. During our project evaluation meeting, we discussed how delays in material delivery could occur due to logistical issues with the supplier. This sentence is suitable for a business or academic setting where technical or professional jargon is used to convey complexity or nuance. Context explanation. In a business or academic context, using occur can highlight potential problems or complications that might arise from internal or external factors, making it an effective way to initiate discussions about mitigation strategies. So, you're trying to learn this word, and I'd be happy to help you understand what it means. When we talk about something that happens or exists at a particular moment in time, but we don't know if it will happen again or always happens. That's kind of like when people say, occur. It's like the difference between saying, I'm eating lunch now, and eating lunch is what I usually do. One is just for this specific moment, and the other is something that happens regularly. This word helps us talk about things that happen or exist in a particular way, but might not always be true. It's similar to concepts like happen or exist, and words like take place or come up. We use it when we want to say that something is happening or existing right now, or often, without making a promise that it will happen all the time. Does that make sense? Percent. 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 So, let's talk about the word percent. As we know, it's a way to express a fraction of 100. But did you know that in American English, it's often used informally and incorrectly? Incorrect usage. Percent should be preceded by the word per to form the phrase percent. But this is rarely done today. Instead, we simply use the word percent as a noun or an adjective. Percent means a part of 100, as in 25% off all sales, or the exam scores improved by 10%. In common usage, you'll often hear people say, I got 80% right on that test, meaning they answered 80 out of 100 questions correctly. Special note: in math problems, it's usually more formal to write the word percent as a symbol percent. So be sure to use that when doing calculations. Here are 3 example sentences using the word percent, along with their contexts. In a job interview, if an interviewer asks you how much of your previous company's annual sales were due to new product introductions, a formal usage sentence would be, I can confidently say that 25% of our sales last quarter came from those innovative products. This response demonstrates a professional tone and shows the candidate's ability to analyze and report business data. In contrast, when discussing the latest sports game with friends, you might say something like, Dude, I know you lost by 1 point, but it was only 2% of the total score. Don't be too hard on yourself. This casual conversation usage shows how people use the word percent to put things into perspective and make a point in everyday discussions. For instance, in a marketing report for investors, you might write, Our team successfully increased customer engagement by 15% through targeted social media campaigns, leading to a notable boost in sales. This sentence is an example of business or academic usage, where the word percent is used to convey specific, data-driven results and make a clear, actionable recommendation. So, You know how sometimes we want to show that something is true for a certain group of people, but only a small part of them? Like, out of 100 people, only 20 of them are doing a particular thing. To express this idea in a more exact way, we use a concept that shows the relationship between a whole and its parts. This concept is like a fraction, where the numerator, the number on top, tells us how many people are doing something, and the denominator, the number on the bottom, tells us how many people there are in total. When you divide the numerator by the denominator, it gives you a special number that helps us see how much of the group is actually doing what we're interested in. For example, if 20 out of 100 people are speaking English fluently, this special number would tell us just how many speakers there are relative to all the people being considered.